How's it going, everybody? I'm Shane. I'm here to give you another Pokemon Horizons episode review. Today's episode is episode 23, The Blazing Galarian Moltres. I'm kind of surprised I knew that one off the top of my head. So before I go any further, please blaze on over to that like button, smash it, hit the notification bell when you hit that subscription button so you can be notified of everything that's going on here, especially these wonderful Pokemon Horizon reviews. I got, obviously, you heard the flipping and flopping. I got notes here. I got a little bit here. I won't forget the seminar today. So, remember last week we had that battle in the Galarian mines, or the Galar mines, with Galarian Moltres. It's flat out, we know who Galarian Moltres is. Now, what I do find interesting is how we know that Moltres is a Cantonian Pokemon, and especially when you play video games, you can just go, oh, well, it's just this version of that Pokemon here. And I do like how when they describe, its color, the hook beak, it could only be described as a Galarian version of Moltres. Now, remember, the Japanese name is Fire. So Moltres is Fire, Zapdos is Thunder, and Articuno is Freezer. So I kind of like the English names better now that I think about it. So it's kind of funny, Freezer, Thunder, Fires, because when I had to get this title for this, I had to go, wait, is it saying that it's a Galarian Flame, or is it using the Pokemon's name? It's using the Pokemon's name. And Galarian Moltres, honestly, out of the three Galarian birds, I think I like its design the most. I've always been a fan of Articuno, the psychic one with the tuxedo mask. Pretty damn cool looking. It's between both of those, right? And nothing wrong with Roadrunner Zapdos. It's just something about the Moltres and the Articuno that are just so cool looking to me. But after, and by the way Dot had to research this, she had blurry images, had to look up hearsay and rumors. Love that part, especially since this is a legendary rumory Pokemon. I'm going to assume that someone landed on that island and that's where they all dispersed from. But this is an ancient one. We know that this is one of Lucius's 6 partners. I do, again, the series excels with the little details. So they had the Pokemon Center. The Pokemon Center, doop, doop, doo, doo, doo. That sound that we get from the video games, especially from the ones of old, when Freed shows that him and Charizard made it out. Charizard tries to go, haha, and he's like, ooh, I'm hurt. I like that. I like the scene where all the Pokemon are eating. They all look adorable. And because of this whole eating thing, when they're trying to figure out, okay, how do we beat this thing? It's super strong. Freed is excited, which Liko notes, because he likes fighting. When he finds that there are stronger opponents, it makes him feel like he still has more room to grow. And it reminds Roy, they're hearkening back to the lessons that they learned from Kabu, Mr. Kabu as they call him, which it highlights what gym leaders offer, especially with these two. These two have learned lessons, and they're keeping them fresh in their minds, especially when dealing with a problem that literally they saw Kabu like 3 episodes ago. 3 episodes ago, and they're sticking with it. I enjoy that. Essentially, if it's so super strong, he can have Fuecoco match the Flames, but how are they going to beat it? And again, they're remembering there's more than one way of winning a Pokemon battle. But they come up with their solution when Watro and Fuecoco are fighting over a berry. Watro tried to steal it. Let's just be real. And you have Sprigatito just kind of smacking Fuecoco and making that soft calming aroma that calms him and calms Watro, and they're like, we're gonna do it. And they eventually go back to the cave and the battle is on. Almost reminds me of a raid, whether it's the ones from Sword and Shield or it's the new ones. Although Free's using 2 Pokemon, Liko and Roy have their 2 Pokemon, but then we do get the ancient Pokeball Arboliva appearing. So I like that it's raid-ish, because their whole plan use Leaf Edge to send the aroma and calm down the Moltres. Fortunately, it's blowing everything back. So they're battling, they're trying to position. We do get to a point where Charizard with Sprigatito on its head, they get closer to do it. I feel kind of bad for cute little Foy Coco because he wanted to ride up there too, but it didn't happen. It's okay. You'll get your chance, buddy. And they get a super assist from Arboliva, like I told you. Arboliva comes out trying to talk to it. Because again, Liko paid attention when Hatena was around it, it started to cry. So it's more than just anger. Because part of the legend is the angrier it gets, the harder it is to battle this thing. It's almost unbeatable. And they keep asking, why are you so mad? Like, what is going on? Communicate with us. And Arboliva is not having a good time communicating with it either because it still wants to fight. So when Arboliva does its grassy field ability, heals everyone just like in the games, powers up grass Pokemon. Sprigatito is able to use it. Then all the Pokemon that have wings, they use their wings to circulate all of that leaf age aroma air back into the cavern because there's no place for any of the winds to go. So it helps, and it helped tremendously. On top of that, Liko's pendant turned into, we know it's Terrapagos. If anybody plays games, you know it's Terrapagos. They don't know it's Terrapagos. Technically, we know Terrapagos' name, but we don't know the lore behind it as of yet. As of this video, we've only gotten the first DLC of Scarlet and Violet, so we'll see what becomes of the Legend of Terrapagos. But yeah, it talks to him. Well, it talks to Moltres. They're having a little conversation, and then we get that same mist where everyone now can see the flashback, and it's that man again. We get a clearer look at Lucius. Lucius is literally Liko's descendant, the black and the blue. All of these guys have this black hair, and they have a highlight inside, which is either blue or yellow. His is blue, and Liko just has the feeling that Galarian Moltres has a desire, something that it wants to do, because Lucius mentioned, what did it mention? Rakau, Rakau, Rakau. No, Free doesn't know what it means, so they're left stumped with whatever this Rakau is. And I have some nitpicks about Liko in a minute, but Galarian Moltres just drops the ancient ball, goes inside of it. Arboliva goes back inside her ball, and it's coming along with them. Unfortunately, Terrapagos is not turning back into the pendant form, so Freed has to carry it out wrapped in his jacket. Kabu came into the mines. They had already gotten out all the injured Pokemon, but the fact that Freed is that much taller than Kabu, like, Kabu is here, taller than the kids. Freed is here. That man is a giant. Or Kabu's a midget. Who knows? Shouldn't have said that. Little guy. I apologize. He's either giant or little guy. Who knows? But I digress. Again, sorry for using that word. I digress. They get Terrapagos out, who was apparently sleeping in the coat. But Kabu can kind of tell something's going on, but he just smiles and just lets them go. The explorers have been watching the whole thing. Now, Cornea and Zer, they're pretty much like, we need to get that Galarian Moltres. Like, they got the strong Pokemon. Amethieo flat out goes, that's not our mission. Our mission is to get the pendant. That Pokemon is the pendant. We don't know why it won't go back. We're going to steal that Pokemon. So I like Amethieo and his team, so they are the ones that we want doing this job anyway. I guess that's the end of the episode, isn't it? Now, one of the things that kind of annoys me with Liko tells Roy to calm down, which kind of annoyed me. I'm like, you're telling him to calm down. You all lost to this thing pretty badly last time. You're telling him to be cool. And her obviously Roy wants to be a good Pokemon battler, right? Which even Kabu's saying, yeah, you guys come back and you can battle for a badge next time, right? But Lico's thing about I want to understand Pokemon, it is just vague enough to carry the series forward. Kind of like Ash's, I want to be a Pokemon master. What does that mean? I guess I guess winning, being the champion of champions doesn't make you a Pokemon master in Ash's case, citing the very last episode of his journey, of his series. So what do you mean I want to understand Pokemon? What does so what, are you going to become a Pokemon professor? That would make sense, right? That seems like that's what Pokemon professors naturally do. They try to understand Pokemon, whether it's a facet of breeding or filling up the Pokedex, which is what Professor Oak does, kind of. Just evolution, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. What is it you're trying to understand? And what does that even mean? So you're going to go around the world and just talk to Pokemon. Is that what you mean? It's the kind of, yeah, right? Now, some folks have had issues with just Galarian Moltres just joining them. Some people, they even say Lico caught it. They really haven't caught any of these well, Arboliva. They haven't caught them. They decided to join them because technically they are not theirs to catch. Their master is still Lucius. And technically, if we're talking about passing them down, their master is technically going to be Lico. Just putting it out there. I kind of feel bad for Roy because that Black Rayquaza, once you meet it, bro, and battle it, probably going with Lico. Who, just saying. Next episode, we're going to see Lico's granny. And her granny, this is the first time an old person has looked old in Pokemon. Like, you think about Bertha didn't look all that ancient. You think about Agatha, she pushing it. Professor Oak is old. But when we look at Lico's grandmother, what is her name? Like Lila, they all have L names. That's the gimmick. They all have L names, which I'm all for. If you know what my first name is, I'm all for the L's, right? But let's see what happens. Obviously, her partner Pokemon is a Arcanine. The next episode is called Reunion at the Old Castle, so I'm looking forward to that. This episode, all in all, I mean, it was fun. It's kind of interesting that their plan didn't work, and I never thought about their plan not working initially because Moltres would just blow it back. But my thing is, Moltres, you're a fire type. You wouldn't be worried about Leaf coming to you, so you just want to be angry. Why does he just want to be angry? I don't. Is it like Raphael from Ninja Turtles? Who? Well, it kind of is. Let's look at the Pokemon seminar, which is obvious. It is obvious that the Pokemon of the day is Moltres, Galarian Moltres. Pretty cool ass redesign, if you ask me. I love that hook beak, the fuchsia color of the wings, which represents the fire and dark type that it is. Apparently, so whatever that big move is, because they never said what it was. I don't know if it's Dark Pulse or if Galarian Moltres has its own signature move, which I don't think it does. But when it sends out waves that powers up from its anger, it wears Pokemon out. It makes them lethargic. It makes them tired. That was also mentioned in the episode. But in the seminar, apparently, if you have a strong enough will, you won't fall down. Where we see a Machamp knocked out next to Captain Pikachu. So I would like to know what attack that was. I can identify Air Slash or Air Cutter all day, but what is that? Is that Dark Pulse? What is that move that it's doing? It's kind of interesting. And Freed even said, if it does that move, run. So, but all in all, this episode, I give it a 4 out of 5. It's not boring. It's getting towards standard a little bit, but it is progressing the plot. We get a clearer look at obviously, at Lucius. We get another one of these ancient Pokeball Pokemon. Did not have Galarian Moltres on that list, so the water Pokemon probably might not be Lapras. It's kind of crazy that this Lucius guy has a massive Arboliva and then he has two legendary Pokemon, one of them being a shiny. So are we gonna meet like the fourth Pokemon has that we're gonna meet? Is it gonna be a massive version of a normal Pokemon? I'm very curious, honestly. Now we do know he has Terrapagos, obviously, but I want to know what other Pokemon on that team. I need to go back and look at the silhouettes because this one counts as the flying one. So hopefully we get a cool water one, and hopefully we figure out what promise Lucy made with Galarian Moltres. So 4 out of 5 for me. Let me know what you think right there in the comment section down below. Do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you be notified of more videos just like this one. I appreciate all of you. Apologize for the crass language. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, all right? Drink your water. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk, all right? All right. Remember, there are people out there that care about you and would rather see you and talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. Reach out to someone. I promise you won't regret it. All right. If you need to talk to somebody, my social media is at the bottom right there. Feel free to follow me. Send me a message. Just don't be a jerk and we'll be all right. All right. So until next time, can't wait to see. I need to get a more sense of who Lico's grandmother is. Let's see if she's like a cool character or if she's gonna be super eccentric. That's what I'm looking out for. So until next time, I'll catch you later.